The world isn't the same as it used to be. Our grandparents like to tell us stories about how candy used to cost only 5 cents, how houses were more affordable, how things in daily life were cheaper. But this isn't it at all. That's changed over the course of our history. One of the biggest changes that many people may not acknowledge is climate change. But I can assure you, it is also one of the most important changes, and should it be recognized. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about climate change, what it is, how to spot it, and the causes, as well as the different political views and actions made in response to climate change. So what exactly is climate change? Climate change is defined as a change in weather patterns due to emissions of greenhouse gases into the Earth's atmosphere, and it is also known as global warming. In other words, climate change is a series of unusual changes in temperature or the seasonal patterns that we experience here on Earth. There are several ways to identify evidence of climate change. One way is to track the yearly temperature over a 30-year period and compare the changes in temperature and climate. Another way is to identify evidence of climate change is to relate it to historical records. Did you know that some people who track temperature will sometimes use historical art pieces, such as the painting of George Washington's crossing of the Delaware River, to look at evidence of temperature, like the ice flowing through the river and the icebergs in it? According to the UK Environmental Change Network, climatologists also determine change with distance from the sea, ocean currents, direction of prevailing winds, shape of land, distance from the equator, and the El Niño phenomenon, which is where temperature will change in the Pacific Ocean by half a Celsius degree. The causes of climate change also vary, and believe it or not, humans are not the only reason that climate change is happening. According to NASA, Earth's climate change has changed throughout history. Just in the last 650,000 years, there have been 7 cycles of glacial advance and retreat, with the abrupt end of the last ice age, which happened 11,700 years ago, marking the beginning of the modern climate era. What this means is that the world that we live in is in a period of warming due to the end of the ice age. There are a lot more causes naturally. Some more natural causes include variations in the sun's energy, changes in the reflectivity of the Earth's atmosphere, the changes in the greenhouse effect as mentioned by the Environmental Protection Agency, also known as EPA. The last thing I want to discuss with you is the political talk surrounding climate change in the United States. During the presidential debates of 2020, the 2 candidates expressed their concerns and plans and thoughts on the climate change issue. Biden's campaign policy agenda would add $5.4 trillion in federal spending over the next decade, according to CNN's Lanhee Chen. Joe Biden also hopes to make the United States economy 100% clean and not so much reliant on fossil fuels and natural gas. Donald Trump has concluded and also conceded to some extent to the belief of climate change. He agreed to Chris Wallace's question. He believed that human pollution, gas, greenhouse emissions contribute to global warming on this planet. Both political parties see climate change as an important issue and want to resolve it to some form or fashion. Overall, climate change is very much real and should be acknowledged. It has many causes, there is much evidence of it happening, and both the former and future president acknowledge its existence. And at the end of the day, the world is changing, and we are all here to see the difference being made and the work put in to fix it.